David straightened his tie for the third time that evening. At 58, he hadn't been on a blind date in over 30 years. His daughter had set this up, insisting he needed to get back out there after 2 years of being alone. The restaurant was elegant but not pretentious. Warm lights cast a golden glow across polished wood tables. He spotted her immediately at the corner booth, blonde hair falling in soft waves over her shoulders. She wore a cream-colored blouse that seemed to catch the light. As he approached, she looked up with a smile that made him pause mid-step. Something about her eyes felt familiar. "David?" she asked, standing to greet him. "Yes, and you must be Sarah," he replied, shaking her hand. Her grip was warm and confident. They settled into their seats, and the usual first-date small talk began. She was 55, worked as a librarian, loved hiking and old movies. He talked about his career in architecture, his grown daughter, his recent attempts at learning to cook something beyond pasta. But throughout the conversation, David couldn't shake the feeling that he knew her from somewhere. The way she tilted her head when she laughed. The slight crinkle at the corners of her eyes when she smiled. "Is something wrong?" Sarah asked, noticing his distracted expression. David hesitated, then decided to be honest. "I'm sorry, this might sound strange, but have we met before? You seem so familiar." Sarah's smile faded slightly, replaced by something more complex. Sadness, perhaps. Or maybe disappointment. She took a slow breath, looking down at her hands folded on the table. "You don't remember me, do you?" Those words hit him like a wave. David's mind raced backward through decades of memories, searching desperately for the connection. Sarah continued softly. "Lincoln High School. 1982. You were a senior. I was a sophomore." David's breath caught. Lincoln High. He began to see it then, beneath the elegant woman before him. A younger face, shy. Smile, always carrying a stack of books. "Sarah Morrison," she said quietly. "Though back then, I was Sarah Bennett." The memory crashed over him. The quiet girl who sat behind him in English class. The one who had slipped a note into his locker on Valentine's Day. He had been dating Rebecca Thompson then, the popular cheerleader. He'd read the note, sweet and sincere, and had done nothing, not even acknowledged it. "Oh God," David whispered, his face flushing with shame. "Sarah, She held up a hand gently. "It's okay, it was a long time ago. I was just a kid with a crush." "No, it's not okay," David said firmly. "I was a jerk. I should have at least talked to you, thanked you. You put yourself out there and I just ignored it." Sarah studied him for a long moment. "Do you know what the hardest part was? It wasn't that you didn't like me back. It was that you looked right through me the next day in class like I didn't exist. Like my feelings were so insignificant they didn't even deserve acknowledgement." David felt his throat tighten. He had been so caught up in his own world back then, so concerned with being cool and dating the right people, he hadn't thought about how his silence might have hurt someone. "I'm so sorry, Sarah, truly. That young man I was, he didn't understand what really mattered. I wish I could go back and do it differently." "Why?" Sarah asked, her voice soft but direct. "What would you do differently?" David thought carefully before answering. "I would have thanked you, told you that your note was brave and kind. Even if I couldn't return your feelings, I should have honored yours." Sarah's eyes glistened slightly. "That's all I needed to hear back then, just to be seen." They sat in silence for a moment, the weight of decades hanging between them. "So," David finally asked, "did you know it was me when you agreed to this date?" Sarah nodded slowly. "Your daughter showed me your picture when she came into the library. I almost said no, but then I thought maybe this was the universe giving us both a chance to close that old chapter properly." "Is that all you want?" David asked. "Closure?" Sarah looked at him with those familiar eyes, now full of wisdom and experience. "I don't know yet. The girl who wrote that note is long gone. I'm someone different now. I've been married, divorced, rebuilt my life. I'm not looking for the boy I had a crush on. But the man sitting across from me right now, the one who just apologized with real understanding, I might like to know him better." David felt something shift in his chest. Not the butterfly nervousness of earlier, but something deeper. Respect, curiosity, hope. "I'd like that too," he said. "And Sarah, for what it's worth, I really was an idiot back then. You deserved so much better." She smiled, and this time it reached her eyes fully. We were all idiots in high school. The question is whether we've learned anything since. I'd like to think I have, David replied, though my daughter might disagree. Sarah laughed, a genuine sound that eased the tension. My son definitely would. He says I'm too picky. Maybe that's not such a bad thing, David offered. Maybe not, Sarah agreed. They ordered dinner then, and the conversation shifted to easier topics, but something fundamental had changed. The pretense was gone. They were just two people who had both made mistakes, both survived heartbreak, both learned that life rarely goes according to plan. As the evening drew to a close, David walked Sarah to her car. Thank you, he said, for giving me a chance to make amends. Even if tonight is all this becomes, I'm grateful for it. Sarah turned to face him, her expression thoughtful. How about we try this again? A real first date, without any ghosts from high school? David's face broke into a genuine smile. I'd really like that. As he drove home that night, David thought about second chances. Not just in romance, but in life. The opportunity to become better than who we were. To see people we once overlooked. To apologize for old hurts and mean it. He didn't know where things would go with Sarah. But for the first time in years, he felt truly awake. Truly present. And that, he realized, was worth more than any perfect first date could ever be. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more stories that celebrate second chances and the wisdom that comes with age. Leave a comment below about a time when you reconnected with someone from your past. Your story might inspire others.